The two umpires working on to take us through this second game on match day number 3. An affair between the Nsonga Royals and the Kachanga Giants. But let's have to look at what happened during the toss.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Out here in the middle for the next encounter in the T20 SABULA tournament at Florida Cricket Oval. With me are the captains of the Royals and the Giants. And we will toss, and the toss superintended by umpire Nachibule Liz. Tails is the call. And the Giants have won the toss. Let me speak to Akram. Yes, you've won the toss.
Yes, we have won the toss and we elected, but we want to set our target so that we can defend it.
Yes, you have a whole selection of from the squad to select from. Any insights?
No. Yes. There is a change. Mulonga has come. Mulonga has come. Yesterday was not here, so that's the change.
Okay. And I'll speak to Nwagaba. Another toss lost.
Yeah. Another toss lost, but still shall go with what we have to do. We have lost the toss. We also wanted to bat first, but it's okay. They want to bat, so let them put the target they want to put. And I know we have good bowlers. We're going to limit them to a small score that are going to come this time around and see us, because today our heads are high.
And the weather playing a great part today. It is sun is out, the pitch is dry, and the ground is hard. So all efforts coming in. Insights into your squad.
Not really, no insights. It's the same team that played last week.
Okay, and that's what we have from the center, with the Giants electing to bat.
Right from the center, the Kachanga Giants have won the toss and opted to bat first. My name is Evan Cyprian Sajab here in the comms, and allow me welcome the man who was at the toss, Solomon Chigozi Ruwama, to come and tell us what he makes of this exciting affair. Good afternoon, Solomon, and welcome back from that lunch break.
Thank you very much, Evan. This is game day number 3. This is match number 6 of the SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge 2026, proudly brought to you by Kingsley Children's Medical Center, Mukono Cricket Community, Deep End Sports Media, our media partners, and curated by Cricket Uganda. These two teams coming from contrasting good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Out here in the middle for the next encounter in the T20 to a loss, with the Kachanga Giants managing to win by 7 runs in their limited overs encounter on game day number 2.
Well, the Nsonga Royals not victorious in their first game, whereas the Kachanga picked up victory yesterday. Akram Nsobuga leading from the up front. He is already in, walking in alongside Chimpasa Charles. The two umpires in the game, Elizabeth Nakibuli and Reste Nalumansi, who will be taking us through this exciting matchup. Periwa Zombe has the ball to start off proceedings from the road end for the Nsonga Royals. All these teams getting names from the different landing sites that we do have in Uganda. An exciting matchup yet to happen. One team looking for the first victory, another team looking for the second. Those moments are away to the ball off of the first delivery.
Going through the squads for the Nsonga Royals, you have Mustafa Mutwali, Kawanguzi Timothy, Wanyama Davis,
First ball of the over, Periwa Zombe to Akram Nsobuga. starts with faking him. And this is the glimpse on the lineup. Sakramon Sobuga there for the Kachanga Giants. Trevor Makachanja, Rakibu Mbeine, Arafat Rule, Suleiman Sentongo, Joseph Sempuma, Innocent Akena, Polo Waswa, and Polo Mulongo, who is making his debut in the tournament. The lineup for the Nsonga Royals: Peri Wazombe, Mahad Sekito, Abdushakul Doka, Davis Wanyama, Edwin Nwagaba, Moses Sachema, Peter Ochen, Francis Ejok, Samuel Kinalwa, Ethan Mitali, and Mutwalibu Mustafa. 2 dot balls already in the over there. Peri Wazombe just guided to point there by Akram Sobuga. He knows there is a serious man there fielding at that area. He doesn't want to take him on, and it's already a good start for the Nsonga Royals. 3 dot balls on trot by Peri Wazombe, and he is still asking the questions. In the slot, driven down the ground by Akram Sobuga. Work to do for the fielders, and first runs there on board for the Kachanga Giants. There you go, pardon, the opening batter there is not Akram Sobuga, it is Ali Balidawa. Akram Sobuga will be coming in shortly later. They looked a bit similar in stature, despite the fact that they are one bat straight and another on left. Just a correction there. Akram Sobuga didn't open, but the man who scored a half century in the opener, Ali Walidawa, is opening the batting alongside Samuel Chimpasa.
Balidawa Ali now featuring for Centurion Cricket Club in the silver category of the league. Man with the highest score, Peri Wazombe, completing his over, and only 1 run on board for the Giants for no loss.
A fine over, a fine bowling display there for Peri Wazombe, giving away just 1 run in the first over. None off 2 for Chimpasa Charles. 1 off 4 for Ali Balidawa. And Peter Ochen will be the new bowler to come in from the Forest end. Ali Balidawa, Peter Ochen, both part of that under-19 team that played in the under-19 World Cup last year in the qualifiers. ICC under-19 World Cup qualifiers Division 1 that were played in the city of Lagos in Nigeria. But in the domestic scene, Ali Balidawa plays for Centurions Cricket Club, whereas Peter Ochen is a player for the Soroti City Cricket Club. Pace. Peter Van extra bounce there off the surface. Ali Balidawa caught himself still following his eyes with the ball, yet that was a call for the next Strikers batter. Given the fact that the ball had gone behind him, something he should be looking forward to correcting going forward in this game.
That one nipping into Balidawa and being stunned momentarily, so usually not willing to take a run, still getting to grips of their whereabouts. But Ochen continues from the Forest end. Chimpasa gets the first test of him.
That one all the way to the helmet. It will be a concussion test by the umpires. Swinging through the lane. No clue whatsoever on where that ball was going. And Chimpasa Samuel will be very happy that he had a protective gear right on his head. Match day 2, I beg your pardon, match day 3 of the SABULA Cricket Challenge T20 happening here at Florida Cricket Oval. A few highlights in the game. Ali Balidawa is the leading running scorer in the tournament, but that's the replay there of that ball that went through great to the helmet of Chimpasa. Still going back to the stats, Ali Balidawa is the leading run scorer, 51 runs for him, whereas Jonathan Nyiro of the Katosi Strikers has 50, both from 2 innings. Hamidu Munyigwa, who played in the morning and won the player of match, playing for the Chitamba Sunrisers, is the leading wicket taker with 6 wickets, and he is currently leading in terms of points. This is the 60th game happening right here, and after that concussion test, we will be seeing the action continue.
All is well, but I think due to the sun coming out in the morning, the pitch has hardened, so it is offering bounce. Ochen extracting it to the maximum, so far to devastating effect to the opening pair of Balidawa and Chimpasa. Both men of short stature, but all is well.
Kramoso there, a busy body, making sure that he brings on another helmet for Chimpasa. He knows that his troops have to fire, so he knows that he has to back them up so that they try as hard as possible to pick up victory here. Back on his feet, angling away from him, he strays away from the line, left the ball the other side, but still went on and swung nowhere close to the ball.
Chimpasa deciding to use his feet to get to the pitch of the ball. That bounce troubling him, but nowhere near that ball. A very offside oriented field set. Short gully, point, extra cover, but all within the circle. A mid off and mid on, mid wicket. Only 2 people outside. Fine leg and third man.
Fine leg and third man to cut off the express pace by Peter Ochen. Full, and this time round it gets the blade of Chimpasa. Quickly there, Chimpasa gets off the mark, runs on board for the Kachanga Giants.
Left and right hand combination of the openers, seeing the field changing every single time. Some more adjustments. Very vacant area at mid wicket.
More extra pace, but this time round it will be called wide by the umpire, trying to extract some bounce out of the surface. Peter Ochen, that drifts meters away from the umpire, and wide is the call.
Ochen persisting with his previous line to the right-hander. He will have to change it quickly. Desperate effort in vain from the captain of the Royals as Balidawa punishes the ball.
He looks to be picking up from where he left it, but look at that one there. It was so glorious. Straight shot. The chase in vine. I think what he could have done, Edwin Waga was trying to chip in a dive right away, but he tried following the ball. And since he was standing so wide, that goes all the way to the maximum. Changes in the field right away. Ali Walida looking to be in full shape. Long off goes down. Fine leg comes up. Guided by Ali Walida, but straight to the fielder. Brilliant stop. And no run there for Ali Walida.
Two overs completed in this match. 8 runs on board for the Kachanga Giants. 6 runs coming off Ochen's first over.
Back with the ball in his arms, Perry Wazombe. From the eastern part of this country, the Wugeshu sub-region, Perry. Back for his second over, gave away only one in his first. He starts with a full one. And it's lofted over his head by Charles Chimpasa.
Just like in the first match, we saw Ali Walida hogging most of the strike, and Chimpasa in a supporting role, managing to complete the allotted 6 overs in their first match for the victory. Wazombe dotting down again.
Perry Wazombe, his figures in the first over, he was the most economic among all the bowlers who bowled in their first game. He bowled 4 overs, picking up 2 wickets and conceding just 10, an economy of 2.50. A bit full, and that is hit by Ali Walida. It goes all the way to the fences, and 4 more added to the total.
Full ball, removes the leg out of the way and smashes that to the boundary, despite having a very packed offside. Manages to find the gap, Balidawa. Some adjustments.
And in the end, it's a good comeback there for Perry Wazombe. He concedes a boundary but manages to dot twice to mark at the end of the third over. 5 from his second. And after 3, the scoreboard reads 13 for no loss.
Peter Ochen continues from the forest end. Chimpasa facing. A very short covers put there for him. With Balidawa on strike, the field moves to the inner ring, hugging it, and then with Chimpasa on strike, they tend to move in closer, trying to suffocate him. That is just a wild swing. The ball miles away. Great line from Ochen.
With a very heavy breeze around the oval, it will be good for Peter Ochen to keep swinging that ball away from him. You clearly see that one there from him. There is a heavy breeze here at the Florida Oval. So the condition is working good for Peter Ochen to try and make sure that they help him to swing away the bat from Charles Kimpasa. A much better over there for him. He gave a 7 in his first. And now he's dotted thrice in this over.
Chimpasa nowhere near the pitch of the ball, and Ochen keeping it there. Intelligent bowling.
Comes a bit full, but still Chimpasa Charles not getting close to the bounce of that ball. Fourth dot ball, some of the players who played in the morning, Robert Owili and Emetu Paul, sitting here and watching, because they know they still have affairs to complete with these teams. So they will sit and watch them play. He comes close and that is hit up in the air, but it falls short. They are pushing for the second. The throw not so convincing. The wicketkeeper had to go miles to collect it. And Chepasa Samuel manages to add 2 runs to the total of the Kachanga Giants.
Wayward throw from the fielders. Just 1 ball to complete this over from Peter Ochen.
Final ball of the over there from Peter Ochen. Close to Samuel Chepasa. It will be a dot ball to mark at the end of the over. 2 off. Peter Ochen is over. The scoreboard reading 15 for no loss. That's the dugout for the Kachanga Giants. Akram Nsonga, a happy man, steering his team forward. And he knows they'll have to pick something out of nothing. But after 4 overs, the scoreboard reads 15 for no loss. Congratulations. Perry Wazombe returns it to the bowling attack. Flights that one, and Ali Walidawa manages to play it down the ground. Good figures there for Perry Wazombe. So he bowled 2.1 overs, giving away just 6 runs, and still making sure that he asks the questions. Flights that one. Use of the wrist by Ali Balidawa, and they sneak the run right under the nose of the wicket keeper in Doka Abdushakur.
Intelligent running from the partners out there in the middle. Wazombe still miserly, tight lines. Long off comes in, and very, very fine.
Got a very good technique there from the fielder at covers, and a chance for 2. They look at each other before collecting the ball, and in the end it's a double for Chimpasa, Charles, and Ali Walidawa. Somehow this opening partnership between Ali Walidawa and Charles Chimpasa has taken time to find the groove, but 18 with no loss means they are somehow finding something. Flighted and hit up in the air. Quarter is the call. They run, and no communication whatsoever. The ball lands to the fielder's head, and the umpire ran through for the concussion test. Moses Achema not managing to catch that one, and in the end his health will have to be checked. But that's the replay there right in your frame. That ball was hit way up in the air. Two fielders running in for it. Miscommunication. And in the end, it hits the head of Achema Moses.
To be fair to the lad, he slips at the last moment, and that ball hits him right on the head. Welfare check ongoing. Substitute fielder comes in.
Edwin Wagawa will be wishing that Achema gets back to his feet because he may need to use him as a bowler. The umpire showing some signs of empathy there. And everyone just wishing that Moses Achema gets back to his feet. Just was created by Perry was in the over. He clearly could have gotten that wicket, but somehow the ball went on and hurt his partner, and the run is taken. For the left-handed batter, the captain will take some changes in the field. Edwin Nwagaba introducing himself at long on, but there is a cow corner fielder for Ali Walida, the left-handed batter. That is it. Fine, the changes have been made, but the power of Ali Walida of a toss-up delivery will see it go all the way for a maximum.
Balidawa continuing from where he left off in the first match. Great timing from him to dispatch that ball over deep mid-wicket.
Half-hearted efforts there from Perry Wazombe, but that will hurt. The ball runs right down to mid-on for another run. When you look at this game so far, 3 boundaries have been scored, 2 fours and 1 maximum there. And all these have been scored by Ali Balidawa. The first one coming in the second over. Got another boundary in the third over. And in this over, he's already gotten a maximum. But he's made sure that he picks up the single to get on the other side of the crease. A dot ball there for Perry Wazombe. This one, an expensive one for Perry. The third one, 11 off it. And after 5, scoreboard reads 26 for no loss.
The run rate just rising up a little bit to 5.20. Ali Balidawa now at striking at just past 100, 18 in 16, with Chimpasa Charles 7 off 16.
Final ball. I beg your pardon, final over to complete the power play. This is the 60th over. Francis Ejok given the ball. It's a bowling change for the Nsonga Royals. Peter Ochen out of the attack, but there is a rain pour that is starting to drip out of the heavens as Francis Ejok starts his over with a wide.
The weather clearly taking hands into its matter. While we had the sun in the morning, the clouds have been hanging over the oval, and the drizzle coming down in the moments, but they take one off that ball.
We will be hoping that the conditions become better, but somehow Charles Chimpasa and Ali Walidawa are still finding the runs. They are still making sure that something is added onto that board.
Ivan, with the weather coming into equation, somebody will have to speak to the openers to put foot to the metal. You never know, as DLS will come into consideration probably.
Yeah, very well said there, Solomon. If he trains now, we are into the 6th over. What might happen if the conditions become better? They would look for the minimum overs to find a result. The minimum overs to find a result in this game are 5. And everybody there manages to clear the fences to bring up his 4th boundary in this game. Look at that flick there. Not too much control from him, but he manages to send it all the way.
Powerfully hit the ball in the slot for Balidawa, creating space for himself. A joke bowling quite full.
Ali Balidawa taking his time before he faces 33 for no loss with the 2 balls to play in the power play. Clear taking care of the wicket column at the Kachanga Giants. Good communication, good running, good commitment there between Ali Balidawa and Charles Chimpasa, making sure that they make everything count in the favor of the Kachanga Giants.
A better line from a joke. Putting the ball away from the slot, requiring Balidawa to use his feet. Manages to pick up one, somehow skipping from umpire Nalumansi. And we should have the final ball of this over.
Pedro Zombe went for 11 in the previous over, and somehow it is Francis who is meant to do the amendments. That one is down the leg and it's called wide by the umpire. Not good control of the ball from Francis Ejok. And more runs to the board for the Kachanga Giants. They'll have to bowl that one again, as the breeze even becomes stronger. That's driven down the ground. Glorious. Right to mid off for a single. And that single marks the end of the power play. Current run rate 6 every over, and after 6, the scoreboard reads 36 for no loss. Solomon, I think what has happened for the Kachangias is they have won the power play, getting 36 runs, but most importantly taking care of the wicket column. What's your take on that batting display?
These two guys, Chimpasa and Balida, are not strangers to themselves. Like I said before, in the previous game, a reduced over match, 6 overs, they managed to play all of them for no loss. You can see clearly Balidawa taking control and Chimpasa comfortable to offer a supporting role. So very, very comfortable for the Giants.
Pedro Azombe is back. Beats Chimpasa for all money. Chance to run, and they run. Chance for 2. And you know, they don't take the second run. He nearly lead himself into trouble. Chimpasa Charles. The umpire confirms that those are by runs. But Pedro was bowling himself out. He's wicketless, but in his 3.1 overs, he's given away just 17 runs.
I think with Abdul Shakul Doka, the wicketkeeper at the moment, also able to offer some few overs of spin, I think the strategy is for Perry to finish up and take the gloves, but we will see. Because Doku is a handed bowler as well.
Yeah, we need to exploit all your opportunities to make sure that you pick out something. Leading edge. F1 Dave would have been a different result, but that falls short of the bowler Perry Wazombe, And Ali Balidawa survives losing his wicket.
A right smile on the face of Wazombe, realizing had he put in the dive, then slowing down the balls, these last two balls, with Walidawa left with nothing to work with, but manages to get a single off that one.
Not power right under the nose of the fielders, and they take the run. Some good communication and running between Ali Balidawa and Chimpasa Charles. They are not getting boundaries so far off the bowling of Perry Wazombe, but they know they will keep scoring the runs, so they are going for the singles and making sure that the scoreboard keeps ticking. Another leading edge. A big up, and that's an outside edge. Ali Balidawa trying to create room to play on the onside, but just manages to leave his bat hanging in the air for another outside edge.
Wazombe has slowed down the run chase with slower pace, favoring slower pace.
Final ball of the over. Very full and drifting away from Chipasa. He went to drive but drove a wrong line. And that dot ball marks the end of the over. Perry Wazombe's quarter comes to an end wicketless, but is given 20 runs in his 4. 4 of those coming in the final over. And after 7, the scoreboard reads 40 for no loss.
Wazombe having an economy of just 5. Manageable for a spinner during the power play. Very commendable figures. We also have a bowling change from the Forest end.
A funny story about that new bowler coming into the attack. Mustafa Mutwalib with the Africa Cricket Club last season, but this season he requested the club to release him, and when he was released, he is reportedly have joined Centurion's Cricket Club. He was unavailable on match day number 1 because of school commitments, and last Sunday he didn't play that game for the Centurion's Cricket Club. But Mustafa Mutwalib, a young brother to Juma Miyaji, an interesting pace bowler. I've seen him trade with that pace. He is a product of the Push Cricket Academy down in Lugogo. And surprisingly, he is nicknamed Marvin. Marvin, which could be another name. A funny story about that young man when the Push team went to Nairobi last year. As I told you earlier on, I happened to move with them as their media liaison. I used to hear someone they were calling Marvin, but I could check the cards and I never see anyone called Marvin. Then later on, when we went for the dining room, was when I realized that we had someone on the team called Marvin. But Mustafa Mutwalib be a very handy bowler. He has those balls that drift away from the batters. So he will be key. He did bowl in the first game because of a niggle, but he managed to field. So now he comes in, gets the ball and replaces Peter Ochen from the Forest end.
Banging in, eating at the length away from Chimpasa. He has a very good mentor he can learn from. Obviously his brother doing wonderful things for the cricket cranes, managing to captain them as well in some encounters.
This time round he comes too full. Mustafa Mutwalib, and that's driven down the ground. Mustafa is also a student at St. John's High School, Kauga, down right in Mukona municipality, a place called Kauga, where he's pursuing his career in education as well. And you see that when he comes into the attack, he is not giving anything much to the batters. He has all the variations. You'll see some balls drifting away from Ali Balidawa, the left-hander, and some drifting in. That one drifting away. Ali Balidawa always goes to swing, but doesn't get anywhere close to the ball. And that's the third dot ball in the over for Mustafa.
Being all from Push Academy, they faced each other several times in training and in competitive matches. You can see the battle lines drawn with everyone determined to have the upper hand.
Final ball of the over. Not too much control in that shot. Goes for a direct hit. That hits the wickets, but the umpire nods her head. In disagreement, says no. Chimpasa was right in his ground. 1 run off the final over. 3 off Mustafa's first over. And this is the scoreboard reading. 43 for no loss after 8. Tell you something, Solomon, if playing for the national teams was about campaigning, one of the people I could campaign for to be on that team is Mustafa Mtwaliba. I've seen him to do so many things, mostly with the ball, and he's really one of those handy pace bowlers. It's not a mistake that in his first over is given away just 3 runs. He really has some good ball control and good raw pace. The only issue with him is that when he bowls a good ball and is punished, he always loses focus and loses his lane. But of course, it's something that he can learn with the time.
A bowling change from the Ginger Road end with the captain himself, Nwagaba Edwin, taking hold of the ball to come in with his off spin. Has very many varieties, slower balls, quicker balls. Something to watch out, and the direct traffic farming up the areas that brings in cover.
Yeah, three fielders outside front of the square. Cow corner, long on, long off for Alibali Dawa. That beats everything. It beats the wicket keeper. It beats the stumps. It even beats the blade of Alibali Dawa. A quick one there from Edwin Wagawa, but Alibali Dawa turns down the run. And I tell you, Edwin will be forcing Alibali Dawa to play front of the square. Should be wide. Yes, wide is the call from the upper. I'm not sure why Edwin is over pushing the ball. He needs to make sure that he flights it, bring in a googly, make sure that you deceive Alibali Dawa. Toffol lofted all the way for 4.
Obviously, the plan for Nwagaba is to set Balidawa up. Started off with 2 quick balls, drifting to the leg side, then brings one that's standing out, but Balidawa equal to the task. Bounce 2 for 4.
Extra cover put in place. But another dot ball there for Edwin Nwagaba. They know they will come back to chase, so they don't want to come back to chase many. Near the leading edge there for Alibali Dawa. But good comeback there from Edwin Nwagaba. 2 dot balls after the boundary. The sun comes back here. Hit. There is a fielder. Mitali Ethan puts that one down. Ani happy is his coach and captain Edwin Nwagaba, because he really feels he had gotten his man. But in the end, the chance goes begging.
The trap was set right for that ball. Man out there at long on. Bounces right out of his palms.
6 off the over so far. Last ball of the over from Edwin Nwagaba. Some changes in the field for the right-handed batter in Charles Chimpasa. Extra cover in place because of the off spin. Right under the nose of the fielder, they take the run. 7 off Edwin is first. 50 runs come up on board as we come to the end of the 9th.
The Giants quietly going about their business, scoring at a healthy 5.56. Alibali Dawa just above 100 scoring rate, 33 in 32. Chimpasa scoring at exactly 50%, 12 in 24.
Match day 3 of the SABULA Cricket Challenge T20 Cup happening here at Florida Cricket Oval. 6 teams in the tournament. Top 2 at the end of the double round robin will play in the finals. Tournament sponsored by Kings, the Children's Medical Center, Deep End Sports Media. Organized by Mukono Cricket Community and Cricket Uganda. Mustafa Mtwalibu back to ball his second. He gave away 3 in his first. That is hit, just a flash of the blade. Not quick legs there from Mitali Ethan. Chimpasa will come back for the second.
That ball finding the safest place beyond the fielders at backward point. A wider line favored by Mustafa at the moment.
I think for Mustafa bowling to Chimpasa, need to bowl it a bit closer. That is strays away even wider. The umpire stretches out her arms. I think Mustafa needs to bowl a bit closer to Chimpasa, try and make sure that he forces him to play the ball. That's the only way he can maybe create a chance. These two have really gotten their side some runs, and there is still more batting outside. Akram Nsonga can come and swing the bat around. That is the line that I was talking about.
You have to live in the moment, Ivan, as we say. Chimpasa favoring the front foot on every single ball.
Swings hard and right under the nose of Peter Ochen. They take the run. Hit and run at the moment. Hit down the ground by Ali Validawa, straight to the man at long off. One more run added to the total by Ali. 2 more balls to play in the over. And a quick look at tomorrow's fixtures. The 5th day of March. Tomorrow in the morning we'll have the Chindi Blasters take on the Senior Warriors, whereas the Katosi Strikers, who are unbeaten in the tournament, will be taking on the Kachanga Giants. Swings hard but doesn't get anywhere close to connecting that ball.
That first encounter tomorrow between teams that have not had any luck whatsoever in this tournament so far. An opportunity for one to put things right. Chimpasa playing and missing to that one. Not getting his feet in line with that ball most of the time.
Final ball of the over will be a dot ball. 5 runs off Mutwalibu's second over, and after 10 the scoreboard reads 55 for no loss. A possible 120, 130 might be on the cards. I feel that it's somehow defendable given the conditions. But speak about tomorrow's game in the morning. 2 sides still searching for victory. I think it's early days in the tournament. Tournament that has redemption. If any of those 2 teams that are playing tomorrow goes on and wins all their remaining games, they both have a chance of playing in the finals.
Sometimes the only way to pick up form is to continuously play. So opportunities are plenty for every team. And as we see, it's a 6-team competition. The Blasters, the Warriors, the Royals, the Strikers. you can play your way into form.
$55 for no loss after 10 overs. Edwin Nwagaba, the captain for the Nsonga Royals, comes back with the ball. I tell you some one thing that might have costed the teams in many of these games has been the reduced conditions, because those conditions need quick adjustment. But though we've not seen any rain, meaning the conditions are just becoming better. So if the ground becomes harder and harder, we may see the teams that are we may see the teams leading to start trailing.
Great observation, Ivan. With limited overs, definitely it is pedal to the metal from the first ball, and it has played into the hands of some of the teams, like the game in the morning. Opportunity put down by the man at short fine. Balida going for the reverse. The ball into the hands of the man and put down.
Yeah, another opportunity to put down. Not the first drop we are seeing in the game. Second opportunity missed by the Nsonga Royals. I beg your pardon, it's third. Immediately Ethan put one down. Achema Moses. And it has been the tail of the tape.
Good to see Achema back on the field after some time out following that ball which has hit his head. Kaukona brought in back into the circle. Deep mid wicket.
Balls him for all money. Chimpasa Samuel never saw that coming. He goes for a booming drive, misses his line, and it's bull's eye for Edwin Nwagaba. The fielders didn't take for him the catches, but this time round, the pinpoint throw accurate, and he gets a wicket in the bag.
Chimpasa having to make his way back to the hat, played a good anchor role to Balidawa Ali. First wicket in the competition down for the Kachanga Giants.
Yeah, they've not been losing their wickets, the Kachanga Giants. But finally they lose a wicket in this match. 58 for 1 after 10.4. It took them 14 deliveries to pick up the first wicket. The Nsonga Royals. And the new man in is Paul Mlongo, to make sure that he carries issues forward.
Ivan, the Royals will be a bit disappointed in their fielding. They're a great fielding side, but they have been sloppy on countless occasions, dropping those 3 catches, unable to cut off the doubles. They need to up their game in the second part of this innings.
Beautifully driven down the ground there by Paulo Mlongo. He is looking so composed. First time he's playing in this tournament. He wasn't available on match day 1 for the Kachanga yesterday. Any age, but we'll see Paul Mlongo get off the mark. Plays it late, but just gets it over the wicket keeper. But the umpire confirms that those are by runs. And that marks the end of the over. After 11, scoreboard reads 10 for 1. I beg your pardon, 59 for 1.
Mahad Sekito is the new bowling change from the Forest end. Unable to collect the ball and complete that run out, with Balidawa running off in the distance, using up one of his lives.
The opportunity was there for the wicket, and it wasn't taken. 2 dot balls there. Another dot ball there for Mahad Sekito. He's not overdoing it, just making sure that he angles it away from Paul Mlongo. 3 dot balls on trot in the over there for Mahad Sekito. Half-hearted efforts there. The dive not so convincing, and Paul Mlongo takes the run. But we'll have to bring up an interesting conversation, Solomon. Abhishek Sharma in this ongoing T20 World Cup, he's gotten some backup from Mon Mokel, who's saying that he will rediscover his spark. Just 2 more games playing the World Cup. If India can beat England tomorrow, then we'll be seeing them in the final. And if they win the final, 2 more games to win for them to defend their crown. But what do you make of Abhishek Sharma's batting display in this ongoing T20 World Cup?
Some of the people that we have expected to be explosive, put runs on board, have had troubles in that World Cup. But right down to the field, we have a wicket down from Mahad Sekito, the man who has been the anchor of this team. Ali Dawa bowled completely. No second chance this time from Mahad Sekito.
Mahad Sekito comes into the bowling attack. Mahad Sekito gets rid of Ali Validawa, that man there who's just gone back to the heart. Between the 11th and 12th over, the Nsonga Royals have managed to break the opening stand of the Kachanga Giants. They've gotten rid of Chimpasa Charles and Ali Validawa. Trevor Kachanga is the new man in. Solomon, you're still telling me the story of Abhishek Sharma blowing hot and cold in the ongoing ICC Men's T20 World Cup in India and Sri Lanka.
Definitely. Sometimes form deserts you, and you pray beyond hope that you will find your scoring boots again. That must be the case for Sharma right now, and it is good for your coaching staff to have confidence in you. Something has happened to the England opener, Joss Butler, but no one can dare remove him from that squad right now, hoping that the runs will flow when they are needed most.
They are needed most tomorrow, because India, the hosts and defending champions, are in the way of the 3 Lions. But before we get to that tomorrow, here we've gotten to the end of the over. Just 1 run off that over by Mahad Sekito. A wicket falling in that over, and after 12 the scoreboard reads 60 for a loss of 2 wickets. Somehow the Nsonga Royals have gotten a way of holding onto the brakes and close the leakages to make sure that they don't come to chase many. The sponsors there, Deep End Sports Media, who are the broadcast partners in this tournament, as Edwin Wagawa comes for his 3rd. An interesting field, extra cover, long on, long off, cow corner for Paul Mlongo, who can muscle. But Paul Mlongo taking his time to grow into the game. The issue that has happened for the other team is that if people who are capable of batting have gotten out, it has been so hard for the rest of the players to play all the overs. So Paul Mlongo has that at the back of his mind. Full, but another dot ball and no Ahala for him. Edwin Wagaba ball is the first ball, right arm over. He's now changing and coming around for Paulo Mlongo so that the googly can go away from Mlongo. Another dot ball, the man who was hit by the ball on the head with the two fine stops there. Moses Achema. Back-to-back dot balls in the over. Make it the third. No. Half-hearted effort there from Edwin Wagaba. And Paulo Mlongo manages to pick up his second run in the game.
Pressure valve release shot for Mlongo. Dot balls were accumulating, but he looks unbothered. Ball is hitting bat, so confident in his ability.
Chanja, not a very good technique there for him. He needs to be careful. That nearly skidded through. Final ball of the over. Inside edge. Chance to run. Pushing for the second run. And finally, Trevor Kachanga is off the mark.
Fortuous runs, thick inside edge to fine leg. All runs will count on the board. And as we have seen many a times in this competition, the team batting first has gone on to win all the matches except for one which we had in the morning. The Warriors unable to post a formidable score. Mulongo Paul muscles that one over deep mid-wicket for the maximum. Mahadi bowling shot this time round. More runs on the board for the Giants.
Second maximum, I talked about the power of Paulo Mulongo. He has a lot of energy, doesn't need even to get too close to the ball. Can muscle any ball anywhere. And just like that, he brings up another maximum. Second maximum in this innings, we already saw Ali Balidawa muscling some already in the innings. On the back foot, pushing very quickly. Paulo Mulongo is from Jinja Senior Secondary School, where Coach Habibu Mugalo coaches that running between the wickets. And he manages to run quickly to come back for the second. One issue with our players has always been that when they are running, when they are taking those runs, sometimes the way they hold the bat, holding the bat with the two hands means you will slow down because you're not in your natural position. Another hit there, and the man who was hit by the ball, Moses Achema, has work to do in the deep. Fine stop and fine throw, cutting that one to just a single.
Great to see Achema back to his best. He's been in the wars, brought back in to the circle with Chanja Trevor Mark on strike.
Two teammates, and one knocks the other one over. Mark Kachanga, Trevor walking on the back foot, trying to create room. Mahad looks at the stumps, focuses, and knocks off the bells.
Chanja trying to create room. Well, he should have been going forward to that one. The ball is not there to be pulled, but rather to be played forward. Has to depart. Third wicket down for the Giants, posting 72 runs in the process.
In the 11th, 12th, and 14th, the Kachanga Giants have lost a wicket, and now the captain for the Kachanga Giants, The captain of the ship, Akram Nsobuga, will make his way to the crease. Very, very handy with the ball, but Akram Nsobuga can bat. He's among the few players that helped Uganda to qualify for that Under-19 World Cup in 2022. Unfortunately, he didn't make it to that World Cup because of COVID-19, but then he makes his way to the crease.
Ivan, talking of ship, your team sank the Pirates over the weekend in the rugby league.
Interesting things happening in Uganda. The Heathens rugby club sinking the Stanbic Black Pirates down at the Chadondo rugby grounds. A game where no one gave Heathens a chance. But in the end, Ethan is pulling out the result 30-26. Well, some Pirates fans think that it was the refereeing decisions. But for me, I think it's not. Always the losers have explanations, whereas the winners just keep spreading on. But an interesting affair happening, of course, in the Ugandan rugby. But we come to the end of the over. And after 14 scoreboard reads 73-3.
The great president of this nation, Idi Amin Dada, while speaking to a team departing for the Olympics, gave them wonderful advice, which still counts to this day, that never give the officials any room to cheat you out of your victory. Use your skill, and as the saying also goes, that it is only the losers who do what? Who complain about the officiating.
The losers complain, and Edwin Wagaba, the captain, gets the ball, bowling to his opposite number. The ball took a lot of time to get to his blade. Akram Nsobuga, he had to wait and wait long for it. But in the end, he manages to put it into the gap. I love the support coming on from his dugout. One of the people that I've seen this tournament, the captains who always organize their dressing rooms, Akram Nsobuga and Robert Ajuna, they boost their players in the dugout, teach them how to support each other. But for now, Edwin will take a change in the field. For Paul Mlongo, he will introduce a deep square leg, and the other fielders are extra cover, cow corner, long on and long off. And he will be coming right arm round the wickets. Paul Mlongo and Edwin Wagaba know each other quite well because they played for the same club, Jaka Cricket Club. So when they meet on this stage, it's interesting. I found at the times when Edwin Wagaba was still at Wiswa College Mwiri, Paul Mlongo was at Ginger SS, so they used to meet in those nationals tournaments. It stages up a very interesting tournament. Very, very loose and hit up in the air. There was a fielder in place. Does he take the catch? Yes. Catch is taken. Akram Nsobuga disappointed that the worst delivery of the day has gotten his wicket.
He's laughing at himself, having missed out on that ball, flighted from Nwagaba. Swings hard, but can only manage to sky it and finds a man coming in from the deep to complete the catch.
Akram goes. Is still in disbelief. You know, the Baduaka man always blames these tools. He can quickly say that maybe the bat did hit the ball because everything was okay. The alignment was okay. The idea was proper. Even the timing was there, but only distance.
Making his way into the dugout, disappointed of course. Bringing a new man out in the middle, Akena. The battle will be between coach and student. As we are talking about vocal skippers, Nwagaba comes in the other category, which is that I will show you how it is done. Copy and follow from me.
We talk about skippers. Last Sunday, as SCC faced a heavy defeat against the Chifa Warriors, new entrants in the league at this ground, Innocent Elvis Akena was the man who was making the changes for SCC because he was the captain for the day, standing in for Ashraf Andrew Hajuguju, who was unavailable that day. So clearly he will now have to bat with responsibility to make sure that he gets runs for the side. 75 for 4 after 14.3 overs. 12 of 14 for Paul Mulongo. I think there are some issues there in the nomination of players. So the officials will have to first make sure that they resolve that one. I think the producer can give us the highlights for now. A very good broadcast team, the Deep End Sports Media. Brian in the control, making sure that everything moves the way we would love to see it. Sitting right with the man I knew as one of the best camera operators in Tagi, but this time round sitting just in the control room in the SCs to make sure that this beautiful game takes shape. As we wait for Brian to give us the highlights package of this game, let me take you through the sponsors of the tournament. King's the Children Medical Center, one of the hospitals found within the heart of Mukono. Deep End Sports Media, your broadcast partners. If you have events, football games, basketball, anything that you need stream live, reach out to them. They will help you to stream your tournament. And here is the highlights package. The first replay is that ball that rattled the helmet of Chimpasa Samuel, the opener. Colules didn't know where that one passed. He went for a booming drive but didn't make contact. Then that first boundary there by Alibali Dawa. Edwin Wagaba chasing it, trying to chip in the dive, but in the end it had run to the fences. Pedro Wazombe put one in the slot, and he was pumped on by Alibali Dawa to bring up the second maximum in this game. That was in the third over. Flighted hit up in the air, the ball that landed on the head of that man there. Achema Moses is back on the field. You would wonder the quality of his head. Then we saw another boundary there from Alibali Dawa, created just room and made sure that he used that flick of the wrist to make sure that he gets it all the way. Edwin Wagaba also coming into the attack with the boundary there by Alibali Dawa. Did that go for maximum? No, it was the catch was put down by Mitali Ethan. Disappointed, Alibali disappointed there. And then in the comeback, Edwin Wagaba made sure that he disturbs the furniture and gets rid of Chimpasa Samuel. That's how the first wicket went. Mahadi Sechito also managed to get his man, Alibali Dawa. Paulo Mulongo came still at the crease, muscled one for a maximum. What a day that we've had. Trevor Kachanga going on the back foot to create room, and Mahadi Sechito saw the stumps exposed. Pinpoint accuracy, and another wicket fell. A very bad ball for the last man who has gone out. Akram Nsobuga thought the ball was there for the hitting, but just plays it, goes for a powerful hit. And in the end, the catch was taken at deep square leg. But as the scoreboard reads, 72 for 4 after 14 overs. We feel that somehow the opening pair has put some runs, and now it will be the responsibility to hold on the shoulders of Paulo Mulungu to make sure that he carries the team forward. Match day number 3 of the SABULA Cricket T20 Challenge happening here at the Florida Cricket Off. But in the groundbreaking news, Sergeant Soboga put pen on paper for the James Sugar Cricket Club, joining the 3 additions that were already made in Henry Senyondo and Simon Sesaz. These two both being part of the team which will be traveling to Namibia for the Cricket Cranes Tour. What's your make of that?
The obvious one is that GM is going to be without their superstars for quite a number of time. But this is a team which is quite deep in the pockets and in players. So they should be able to navigate those fixtures when the trio is away. But good to see that players can move to wherever they desire to be. Of course, the rule coming in from the association on how many national team players can be on one particular team, meaning that they are well distributed, not one team dominating in players.
You can have 4 contracted players, but in the playing 11 you can use only 3. But we are back for the action. The batter swinging for the heavens but not keeping his head on the ball. And I think now fast forward for the new signing, Edwin, asking his student there a question. But getting back to the signing, I think Sergeant Sobuga will be making his debut this Sunday as the Gem Sugar Cricket Club hosts Mukono Warriors at the Gem Sugar Oval. Two dot balls there for Edwin Waga, but complete the over. A wicket falling in that over. A very loose ball managed to get rid of his opposite number in Akram Nsobuga. 2 off his final over and his spell comes to an end. He's bowled 4 overs, giving away 15 runs and picking up 2 scalps. We come to the end of the 15th and the scoreboard reads 75 for a loss of 4 wickets.
Figures of 2 for 15 for Nwagaba Edwin, completing his allotted overs, an economy of just over 3. Mulongo Po continues to bat for the Giants, trying to post a score that they will defend in the second innings.
Mahadi Sechito with the ball in his hands is off a ball 2 overs. He's considered 11 runs and he's picked up 2 wickets. But now he'll be bowling to Paulo Mulongo, who is looking to be so composed. The 14 balls is first and the squad 12. Creates room and plays that one. Does it split the fielders? No. Perry was over there with the faint stop. They're taking on his arm. The throw went wide of Doka Abdishakul. He had to collect it from Miles to come and complete the run out. And in the end, Paulo Mulongo completes the double.
Wazombe doing what he was put on the boundary for. Stop those boundaries. So 2 is fine in the circumstances. Sechito will continue.
That is hit straight to the fielder. Edwin Wagaba clumsy, not getting hold on to that chance. Extra effort could have seen him get hold on to the ball. He puts down the opportunity. He will have himself to blame because clearly he had ground to cover. No one to throw it to. They had a chance of getting rid of the danger man in Paulo Mulongo. And in the end, Paulo Mulongo gets another life. Not using any power, Rakib Mbaine of Africa Cricket Club just stabbing that one to the ground. Creates room and tries to slash it, to slice it to the cover area, but no run. More dot balls, very, very vital for the Nsonga Royals. A googly flighted. He tries to go across the line, but doesn't make meaningful connection.
I don't find it prudent for Nwagaba to have men outside to Rakib.
Maybe he's protecting the field for a worst case scenario. Balls him. No foot movement. Nothing whatsoever. No idea of where that one could have gone. And somehow you feel that Mbeni Rakib has given away his wicket just simply like that. He's always smiling, but nothing to smile about. Pinpoint accuracy from Mahad Sekito. That's the replay there right in your frame. No idea, no clue whatsoever. And that marks the end of Mbeni. Scoreboard reading 78 for a loss of 5.
No foot movement whatsoever from Rakib Mbaine. Sekito bowling wicket to wicket. New man in. Alafat Lule and Mulongo having a word with him. I guess the what will be. Keep safe and try to give me the strike.
Arafat Lule Africa Cricket Club didn't play the opener against Chifaru. Maybe it was the missing link. We saw him terrorizing Chanja Trevor Mark on this very ground, but they turn out to be teammates in this tournament. But now we'll be seeing some bit of batting there coming in from Murule. 78 for 5 after 15.5. A bowling change as Ethan Mitali comes into ball. Starts with a very huge wide. And more runs there onto the total.
Mitali usually has the ball in the first overs, but coming in later in the match, his captain constantly speaking to him.
Power, but not meaningful connection there from Paulo Mlongo, and just one run. Paulo Mlongo still looking for his hitting range, but clearly yet to pick something fruitful for the side. If you're just joining us, the Kachanga Giants won the toss and opted to bat first, and they're trying to make sure that they keep runs flowing. Goes for the direct hit. The wicket keeper, Doka Abdul Shakur, misses it completely. There was clearly a chance of getting that big wicket of Paul Mlongo, but no pinpoint accuracy from Doka Abdul Shakur, and Mlongo will live to be out another time.
Mlongo is the accomplished batter, therefore the wicket that they need.
Accomplished batter, you did say, yes, he had you say it. Swings hard and makes sure that that goes all the way for a boundary 6. It goes to the bunkers if you've been here at Florida Oval, just near the one that has the word tornado bees on it.
Another look at that one. Short ball from Mitali, pulled away to the embankment just below the dressing rooms. He has to adjust his lines quickly. Mlongo is strong on the onside.
Swings hard. Miscommunication between the batters. Paulo Mlongo's face had been covered by the helmet. Told his partner wait, but because there was no one running to retrieve the ball, they sneaked through for another run.
Good call from Arafat Lule. Usually, and they have a conference in the middle. Probably Mlongo telling him, we have enough balls, keep them out, and we will be good to go.
Mitali Ethan and Ashraf Roja played for the same club last season, Africa Cricket Club. But Mitali Ethan crossing over to the Mukono development. Made his debut last Sunday against Centurions at this very ground. That one skids through and hits the stumps. Another wicket goes a bit of an outside edge. Arafat Lule trying to close his gates, but not with the full face of the blade. It rolls through and manages to disturb the furniture. And another wicket goes for the Kachanga Giants.
Great choker from Mitali Ethan, continuing on his good work. As Ivan, you are saying, he made it debut for Mukono Development last Saturday. 3 field dismissals, catches, and 3 bowled wickets. Obviously, SCC and Mukono Development teams sharing feedback. You would say teams are all schools in St. Cornelius, Kalagala, Mukono Kings School, all part of the Mukono cricket community.
Yeah, the fact that most clubs are going in the development direction we saw Wanderers leaving so many players. Most of the players that left Wanderers went to Park Shaheen's, players like Wasim Bat, Rahil Sarwar, Abdul Basit Habib, Abu Seguya. They released players like Pedro Zombe, who now will be with Siren Lions. So Africa Cricket Club also seeing that it will be prudent for them to be part of the Mukono Cricket Community family, so that the schools within the Mukono Cricket Community can feed them with the players. So these are now breeding places for some of these players. And the players of Mukono Women and those of SCC are somehow related. It could be even hard for you to know who comes from where.
Rightly so, Ivan. And that is why we have such tournaments offering more and greater opportunities for these youngsters to accelerate their cricket knowledge. Experience can never be bought.
Mahad Sekito back to bowl his final over. Joseph Sempoma is the new man who's just walked in, but now Paulo Mulongo will be playing with some bit of grit and make sure that he hogs most of the strike. Hits that one hard, but there is Achama Moses in the deep. Paulo Mulongo turns down the run because he wants to clear the faces, and with the spinner into the attack, Mulongo believes in his power and he knows that he will take on Mahad. Swings hard but not anywhere close to the ball. Misses that one completely. Second dot ball from Mahad Sekito in the over. I think for Mahad Sekito, he needs not to concentrate on what Mulongo is doing. He needs to just make sure that he is bowling the good lines, drift the ball away from him. However hard he will swing, he will not get anywhere close. This time round, Mahad Sekito wins the battle. Paulo Mulongo swinging hard at it. He forgot to close his gates. That rattles the furniture. Mahad picks up his fourth. Paulo Mulongo departs, and the Kachanga Giants lose their seventh.
Thick inside edge, and Mulongo has to perish. Sekito right on top of him. Mulongo daring the cricket gods, as we have discovered, Ivan. Turn down runs, you have to be on top of your game, otherwise it's wicket time.
I tell you, the idea for Paulo Mulongo was good because he knew that he had a chance of taking on Mahad Sekito, him being a spinner, but in the end the plan doesn't work out for them. 89 for 6. Not sure if we are getting close to something that's defended, because the score in this tournament is 97 and it was defended by the Kachanga Giants. Maybe they have a chance of defending another big total here.
Ivan, just to slightly disagree with you, batting as the accomplished batter in that with the tail end, you can shepherd them, believe in them to be able to put that ball out. You can direct them how to play. The previous ball before Mulongo went out, he could have run quick, put pressure onto the fielder and collect 2 to retain strike.
Newman in solid with his defense. Proper ODI technique not needed at the moment, but he looked so composed with that deep block. A solid defensive shot there from the new batter. Drives one to the ground, but no run still.
Sekito continues.
Should be a run, yes. They will take it to bring up the 90 on that board. And that brings the end to the over.
It will be interesting. Sajabi with the tail Will it work? But there are two inexperienced lads with opportunity. 12 balls for them to navigate and show what they can do.
Mitali Ethan with the ball to bowl the penultimate. Only extra cover outside, as all the fielders are inside the 30. Not a very good ball there from Mitali Ethan to start off things. Wide will be the call from the umpire.
We apologize for the delayed updating of the results, but now right on top, we are in the penultimate over of this first innings between the Kachanga Giants and the Nsonga Royals.
Leading edge, I beg your pardon, thick outside edge. Will that run all the way? Fielders chasing it, but the dive insufficient, as out of nowhere. Joseph Sempuma sets that one to the boundary fences.
The young man clearly delighted, moving his feet and flicking that over gully. Ball resters to the boundary, winning that battle despite diving effort from the fielder.
Should have been a run, but he doesn't take it. Gets that one to the square leg area, but no run is taken. Ethan Mitali scoreboard 1.2 overs and is considered 14 runs, picking up just 1 wicket. They need to make sure that he adjusts his lines. That should be the ball. But wide is the call from the umpire, as that one is nowhere close to the batter, and more runs for the Kachanga Giants, who are striding on and moving close to that 100 runs point mark. Coming just down, the Nsonga Royals will be hoping that Perry Wazombe, Edwin Nwagaba, Peter Ochen all fire up, because if they don't do so, the Nsonga Royals might end up choking and they will remain winless at the end of match day 3.
I told you, Ivan, the tail is wagging to his feet away from that ball. The Giants making sure that the Royals will bowl their quota of balls in this innings.
Two balls to play in the over, and now Mitali Ethan manages to hit the stumps. Coach going across the line. John Paul, that rattles the furniture, and he will have to make the long walk back. The Kachanga Giants lose their 8th wicket. Nothing short. No connection. The ball was swinging in. It didn't whip it away, and Mitali Ethan hits.
Playing across the line to a straight ball brings disaster to John Paul. We are at the tail end, literally and figuratively, of this innings. The Giants, having won the toss and elected to bat first, 95 for the loss of 8. And we have The bowling change from the Forest end for the last over. Achema Moses with the ball.
But he got injured. It was something of worry there to the captain because Achema Moses is one of those seamers who can give you something. And in the rules of the conditions, 12 of the overs have to be bowled by the younger developing players. So because of that rule, a person like Peter Ochen, who's played for the under-19, cannot bowl at this time. So that's why you needed Ani Achema there. And remember, him getting injured meant that the bowler who would come on will not be allowed to bowl because it's just a substitute fielder anyway. But now Moses Achema will bowl the final 6 balls to complete this innings.
Taking hold of the ball for the first time in the tournament.
A full one that is not hit anywhere. Mahadi Sekito right at mid-wicket to cut that one off to no run.
One thing I love about Achema is his attitude and the desire to learn. Always trying to better himself. Gives his all in training. Hope he will reap all the rewards.
Full Yorker. Not worked away with. As Moses Achema still looks to reap all the rewards from his coach. 2 dot balls in the final over. Not a very bad one there so far. Just making sure that the Kachanga Giants don't get to that 100 runs mark because the 3 digits might be psychological. Another dot ball.
And Ivan, the Mukono cricket community growing day by day. Now onboarding Uganda Matters Sunday.
Uganda Matters Sunday is the newest kid into the community, but a very great supportive school when it comes to this game. In their first time, the Uganda Matters Sunday have given bursaries. And just like that, one of the men who got the few bursaries at Uganda Matters in Achema, Achema hasn't yet gone there, but he might be joining, has been dispatched away for that boundary to bring up 99 runs for the Kachanga Giants.
Full ball put away by a square leg. Two balls to complete this innings.
Somehow you feel that the captain missed something. An orthodox field would have someone at that place. And another run in the cover area to bring up 100 runs on board. Driven down the ground and 100 up for the side with the ball to play in the innings. Bat and pad. How is the question, and the umpire raises up her finger, says no, it hit the pads and then it hit the bat. End of the innings, and that wicket will mark the end to the first innings. Didn't manage to whip it away, and we come to the end of the first innings of this game. As we bring to you the highlights package, I'd love to take you through the match summary very, very quickly. From where we're watching, I would love to tell you that the Kachanga Giants won the toss and opted to bat first. A 50-run partnership between the opening 2 batters. Alibali Dawa 37 of 37. Charles Chimpasa 15 of 30. A cameo from Paulo Mlongo 23 of 22. 11 extras given away. In the bowling attack was Mahadi Sekito, who bowled 4 overs, picking up 4 wickets and conceding 15 runs at an economy of 3.75. 2 wickets apiece for Edwin Nwagaba and Mitali Ethan. And just 1 wicket, the final one in the innings, going into the name of Moses Achema. The Kachanga Giants will complete at 100 runs for 9 in 20 overs. 101 in 120 balls for the Nsonga Warriors to win and pick up first victory in the tournament. We take a short break as we continue watching the highlights package. We will come back with the second innings.
We're right back for the action between the Nsonga Royals and the Kachanga Giants. The captains of both teams right in the midst of the action to kick off the second innings. Subuga Akram coming from the Ginger Road end. 3 dot balls so far. And that right in the slot for Nwagaba to put away back over the head of Subuga Akram. Battle lines already drawn in this encounter. Interesting exchanges expected as the Royals try. That is extremely wide from Subuga Akram. Effort ball, but he will have to bowl that again. Some results from Akram Subuga. Straying way extremely beyond the tram lines. He has fine man out in the power play. From bowling wides on the offside, trying to readjust his rudder, Nsubuga goes down the leg. And it is 3 wides. Nwagaba Edwin, the captain, taking the onus on himself to start off these innings. 4 consecutive wides coming in this first over from Subuga. Played off the hip by Nwagaba to pick up 2. In the block hole and the dot ball to end this first over of the second innings. 12 runs on board coming from that over from Subuga Akram for the loss of no wicket by the Royals. Edwin Nwagaba 6 in 6. Mahat Sachito yet to face a single ball. The sun really out in this afternoon with the clouds having come during the break, and there were fears that it might rain. Akena will take hold of the ball for the Giants. Adjustments in the field. Third man goes down, fine leg. Still adjustments being made. A wide gully. Dot ball from Akena coming from the forest end. The Royals yet to notch up a victory in this SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge 2026, and the Giants trying to extend their win to a second one in the tournament. And I will welcome back Ivan Sajabis Cyprian to the comms box.
Thank you so much, Solomon. I'm happy to be back again in the comms. 12 runs in the first over. Is it this dream start that the Nsonga Royals we are looking for in this game? But innocent Elvis Akana just trying to make sure that he bowls the good areas. 2 dot balls for him in this second over. And after 1.2 overs, the scoreboard reads 12 for no loss. That was swinging into him, but he manages to close it away. Mahad Sekito batting alongside his coach Edwin Nwagawa. Mahad yet to get off the mark, whereas Edwin Nwagawa is scoring runs on the other side.
Sekito facing his schoolmate in Akena. So these are two people conversant with each other.
Very full, any edge, but there's protection to cut off that boundary. They need to make sure that they field very neatly to make sure that they don't give away so many easy runs.
Talking of easy runs, there were 4 consecutive wide deliveries from the captain with the ball in the first over.
Eight from 110. Edwin Nwagawa there still making sure that he steadies his ship. 2 more balls to play in over number 2. That is played over the fielder, backward of the square. And it goes all the way for a boundary 4. Just uses the pace to guide it down to fine leg, and Edwin Nwagawa picks up a boundary.
Rocks back on that short ball through cover, through fine leg for the boundary 4. Pace without precision is sometimes futile. Akena having his field set on the offside.
He did ball to where his field is set. That one was swinging down on the onside. That's why Edwin Nwagawa made easy pickings. There's protection on the offside, but that will be flashed and it will run to the fences. Quick. The quicker he came, the quicker he went.
One of the favorite shots for Edwin Nwagawa, playing within and cutting that ball for another boundary 4. This time round, Nwagawa coming in as number 1. I had a chat with him and he felt that he let the team down in that first match. They are well within losing by 23 runs, and he felt that with the loss of his wicket, the opportunity was lost for his team to achieve victory. Now taking on the burden.
He'll somehow make sure that he carries his team through. 2 overs gone, scoreboard already reads 21 for no loss as Akram Nsonga, who gave away 12 in the first over, gets the ball again to come and bowl. 3 fielders on the on. No pace on that delivery there from Akram Nsonga. Starts off with the dot ball. He's gotten a way of motivating his troops and making them feel that they will get to that victory line. He changes bowling ends, comes quick, and the youngster gets that one down to third man. Mahadi Sechito manages to pick up runs there.
Subuga changing bowling ends on consecutive balls, trying to create an angle of attack, but the young man guides that ball through. Left hand, right hand combination comes with field setting changes.
Tries to create room to cut that one, but doesn't cut it anywhere. A dot ball in the over for Akram Nsonga. He will need many of these because you need to make sure that you dry up the scoring opportunities to keep the opposition in check. Down the leg, should be a wide. Yes, wide is the call from the umpire. And more runs for the Nsonga Royals. Tries to go for a lofted shot, but Edwin Wagaba not connecting it out of the zone. And another dot ball in the over.
Mind games out there at play with every ball delivered. Subuga speaking to Nwagaba, who returns words as well, but all in good stead. Third man out on the boundary, a wide, long on. The only 2 men outside of the 30.
He was shaping it. He hits it, but there is a man at third man who cuts it off. Akram Nsonga feels undone because he believes that was a chance which could have been taken. And the umpire calls for a no ball. A no ball and a free hit. The game looks to be running away from the hands of the Kachanga Giants. Another wide. They take more 3 runs to make it 3 wides there. Very, very costly, and the free hit continues.
Ivan, I will tell you that Akram Subuga is playing angry, and it is affecting him.
Leading edge catches the call. Yes, it will be taken, but it will not be a wicket. because that was a free hit. And that dot ball marks the end of the over. After 3, the scoreboard reads 28 for no loss.
A very healthy run rate of 9.33 at the moment. Edwin Nwagaba 15 in 12, scoring just above 100. 2 in 7. But the extras column ticking over constantly.
$73 runs from 102 balls for the Nsonga Royals pick up first victory in the tournament. A bowling change as Ali Balidawa replaces Innocent Elvis Akena from the Forest End, and from Kolkata Eden Gardens. The All Blacks have won the toss and opted to bowl first against the Proteas. An interesting matchup in that first semi-final of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026 happening in India and Sri Lanka. Whoever wins today will face whoever will win between India and England tomorrow. Spin into the attack. Hesitation between the batters, but Mbaine Rakib not reacting quickly, and the run is taken.
Yes, Sajabi at Eden Gardens, New Zealand and South Africa facing off to see who will represent the Southern Hemisphere in the finals, awaiting the winner between India and England for the Northern Hemisphere.
Uganda, a country crossed by the equator, can only be put in the Northern Hemisphere because the biggest part of the country is in the Northern Hemisphere. But somehow I feel too much attached to the Southern Hemisphere. So we will be waiting to see. We were in that World Cup in 2024 in West Indies and USA. We failed to get a chance in this year's campaign, but we have a chance. Well, that was in the arc, and it is hit by Mahadi Sekito. It goes all the way to the boundary, and 4 more runs for the Nsonga Royals.
The Royals right above the asking rate at the moment. Widith paddled to the leg side beyond cow corner. In response, a dot ball from Ali Balidawa, man who did the business in the first match for the Giants, leading run scorer in this tournament so far. Genuine all-rounder.
That moment that you considered the third ball was right in the arc for Mahadi Sekito, who managed to get it out of the block hole and send it to the fences. Adwalida manages to amend his over with 3 dot balls at the back end, 5 off his first, and after 4, the score is 33 for no loss.
There will be a bowling end change for Akena, now turning out from the Ginger Road end. Umpire Reston Alumansi standing in this match together with Nachibule Elizabeth, fully qualified umpires.
Elvis Innocent Akena gave away 9 runs in his first over. He changes bowling ends, and he will be coming in from the road end. He goes for Ropes, every time he comes to ball. Right in the arc, and he played a return shot there from Edwin Wagawa, one out of anger, and a boundary to start off the over.
Ball right within the slot for Nwagaba. Widith freezes arms right back to the side screen.
Some adjustments being made there by Akram Nsobuga. He's bringing himself at mid-on to try and make sure that he can chip in the dives. Akram Nsobuga, one of those agile players who can cover a lot of ground. Ropes, that will be taken right under the nose of Akram Nsobuga. Edwin Wagawa knew that he already got what he had wanted in the over, a boundary to start it off. And the single comes as a bonus.
Nsobuga directing the youngsters who sometimes forget where they need to be with this right hand and left hand combination. Athletic in the field. Mid wicket adjusted as well. Square leg, fine leg, third man. All out.
Pace off for Mahad Sekito. He kept his bat hanging but didn't get anywhere close to the ball. Dot ball in the over for Innocent Elvis Akena.
His feet nowhere near the line of the ball, but still trying to play it. Slower ball coming. Two teammates facing off each other.
Near line edge, or tip of fingers there from Polo Mlongo, but still the run will be taken. A thick outside edge from the blade of Mahad Sekito, but he sneaks through for one.
The acrobatic from Mulongo beyond his reach. Brilliant effort from him. Sachito lives to die another day.
Two more balls to play in the over. Edwin Wagawa looking to be so composed. 21 of 15, and there is a no ball call from the umpire. I beg your pardon. It's not a no ball. But it could be a no ball if he bowls when the field is the way it is. Because they have many fielders outside. So they're just making sure that they take their time to make the necessary amends before Innocent delivers. That's cut, but straight to the fielder, Paulo Mlongo, and no run. Final ball of the over there from Innocent Elvis Akena, a much better over. He gave away 9 in his first, and he's trying to make sure that he works around his figures, not to give anything away easy and lose. Pace off, Edwin Wagawa manages to slice that one away. Slow outfield, but he's pushing quickly for the second. They managed to cut that one off to just 2 runs. And that double marks the end of the over. A much better over for Innocent Akena, 8 of 8. And after 5 scoreboard reads, 41 for no loss, as we get to the final over to complete the power play of this batting innings of the Nsonga Royals.
Eight coming off that Akena over. But Nwagaba still striking above 100, 23 in 17. Mahad Sachito striking at 57 in 14.
Final ball of the over, and it will be Ali Balidawa to bowl it. beg your pardon, it's the final over of the power play. Still motoring on Mahad Sekito.
Mahad benefiting from the wisdom of his coach and captain Edwin Nwagaba there right on the other end, offering words of wisdom and reassurance, and you can see that he's batting confidently. Deep mid wicket for Nwagaba and long on, but he tries to cut that ball. They still go for the one.
Left-right combination, that's why you see so many adjustments in the field. .58 runs from 88 balls with 10 wickets at hand for the Nsonga Royals pick up victory. They have still the danger man right in the dugout, Perry Wazombe. They also have Doka Abdu Shakur. There is a cash prize money for the winners of this tournament, so you have to make sure that you win your games, make it to the final, go on and win it. So these teams are all cautiously playing and hoping that they get to the ultimate prize. The player of match also comes with some money. So for many people who are making ends meet, this is the true sport. Use of the wrist, just getting that one to square leg for a single.
Sekito finding the gaps within the field settings, running intelligently, and the changes continue. Sobuga runs to deep mid wicket. Mulongo goes to long on. Everyone on in the ring hugging on the offside, hugging the circle.
Final ball of the over. Played down the ground for just a single. And with that single, we come to the end of the power play. But runs are in full flow for the Nsonga Royals. 45 for no loss after 6.
The Giants, having given away very many runs in the first 3 overs, now fighting tooth and nail to bring down that scoring rate. At one point it was above 12, and now at 7.50. Nwagaba taking that single to face the 7th over, and Mulongopo has the ball in hand, directing traffic.
The last time I saw that gentleman there bowling was that around these times when he was at Ginger Senior Secondary School, and as the umpire confirms that we've come to the end of the power play, Polo Mulongo will be the bowling change to make sure that he does some bit of bowling. He should be coming for some spin. That's what he used to bowl. And when you look at his pitch, Longo on, Longo off, cow corner, extra cover right there. 4 fielders outside the arc for Polo Mulongo as he comes in with some spin. That is a hit. Does it go all the way? Yes, it goes all the way for a maximum. Edwin Nwagaba saying, I know you can bat, but I have to be sure that you can bowl.
On the leg side, in the slot for Nwagaba, punches it out over the rope for the maximum.
They were timing and controlling that shot, but not too much power. But the ball kept flying and flying until it reached the boundary fences. This time round, it's just played down the ground by Edwin Nwagaba for a single.
Nwagaba clearly enjoying himself out there, as you can see.
I think now the idea for Paulo Mlongo, seeing that Mahadi Sechita is on strike, will be looking to squeeze in some dirty balls, so he brings in some fielders on the offside, and only the onside is having fielders outside, Kaukona and Longo on, as Paulo Mlongo still tries to come and search for that wicket. A bit of a leading edge and a dot ball for Paul Morongo. Dream for him, and this was the idea for him. If we have Mahadi Sechit on strike, let's bowl as many dot balls as we can to him, because he knows that when Edwin Wagaba gets on strike, the game might be done in quick time. Not good use of the feet there, but in the end they take the run.
Appeal more in hope as that ball was drifting down the leg. They take the leg by, bringing Nwagaba back on strike. Nwagaba realizing that he can't let Sechito be bogged down on the other end.
Nwagaba is giving crucial support, but there is a run-out chance. The throw there from Rakibu Mbeine, not so convincing. And Chepasa Charles doesn't manage removing off the bails. A throw to where the wicketkeeper was standing could have maybe seen Mahadi Sechito in danger, but the wicketkeeper had to collect it from sides to come and wipe off the bails. And in the end, that's not play there. Okay, there was a chance of taking that run out to Mbeine Rakib with a good pickup, but the throw not so convincing, and the wicketkeeper had to just do the simple task of retrieving the ball. 9 off the over so far by Paul Mlongo, and this is the final ball to complete the over. A quick one, and it is whipped off the pads. Not too much power into it. They are pushing for the second, and yes, they'll take the second run. Mlongo's first goes to 11, and after 7 the scoreboard reads 56 for no loss.
The Royals on the charge in this encounter, with the Kachanga Giants having won the toss and elected to bat, scoring 100 runs in the process. No wicket yet down for the Royals in this chase. Interestingly, the wicketkeeper Chimpasa Charles just recently converted into a wicketkeeper. He was a bowler, but making great leaps and bounds. Of course, sometimes you can see his technique letting him down, but it is always a steep learning curve, one for the future. And when you have tournaments such as this that give you opportunity to do that which you practice out there during the week, very, very good.
Yeah, there he is adjusting so quickly, but Akram Subuga will change bowling ends. Another sloppy pickup and hand in there from Rakibu Mbeine. Main runs taken right under his nose. They are still moving to victory. The Nsonga Royals, 44 runs is what they need in 77 balls with 10 wickets at hand. They still have Perry Wazombi right in that dugout. They have Doka Abdul Shakur right in that dugout, who will be coming on later. That's the dugout of the Nsonga Royals. And those two danger men that I did mention will come out and put up a show here at the Florida Oval.
Ivan, cricket is played out in the middle. Plans are made, and from the first match of the target, fell short by 23 runs.
You clearly see the setup there for Edwin Nwag. All the 5 fielders are used outside the arc, and the captain makes sure that his men who can catch the ball are the ones who drop to the boundary. And for Mahadi Sechito, they are trying to make sure that they put some pressure on him, denying him to take that run. Well, that's the wider shot of the pitch. Akram Subuga there coming in to bowl to Edwin Nwagaba. Long on, long off, cow corner, right at the boundary. Not the best of stops there, but nonetheless no runs. for Edwin Nwagaba right at covers. Full and hit down the ground. Innocent Elvis Akena with the throw. And just one run is taken. You would feel that there was chance of the second, but Edwin Nwagaba was saying, let's not put ourselves on pressure. They only take the one run.
On the previous ball, you could have seen him indicating to the dugout that he needs some water.
Any edge, does it fly all the way to the boundary? Yes, it goes to the boundary. 4 more runs to the total. A shot with not too much control there from Mahadi Sekito, but it runs all the way to the fences.
The ball following Rakib Mbaine everywhere he's put. A thick outside edge.
Yeah, he's been at point and the ball has been going to that area. And as soon as he gets down to wide of third man, still the ball is following him. A time where you feel that even if he goes back home, the ball might go. And if continue following him. And now Feinleg goes down. As Akramso wants to ball one quickly in a full Yorker. It results into a dot ball. This over goes for just 6 runs. But Akramso looking very expensive. 25 in his 3 overs, still wicketless. And as we come to the end of the 8th, the scoreboard reads 63 for no loss.
The Royals having a measured run chase in this one, right on top of the asking rate at the moment. Mahad Sechito accelerating a bit, 16 in 24. Edwin Nwagaba, 35 in 25. Bar anything happening from now on, the Royals might notch their first victory of this tournament. It is the SABULA T20 Cricket Challenge 2026, brought to you by Kingsley Children's Medical Center in Mukono, Mukono Cricket Community, Deep End Sports Media, broadcast partners, and curated by Cricket Uganda.
Polo Mlonga is back, starts with a full one, and it is hit over his head. Does the fielder stop it? No. Status would love to see it there from Edwin Nwagaba, a bit tossed up, driven down the ground and the boundary. When Polo Mlongo came to bowl his first over, he was welcomed with the maximum, and his second over has been sent to the fences. That boundary 4 there from Edwin Nwagaba.
Sport is such a funny game. Sometimes you get an opportunity to redeem yourselves, and sometimes, however much you try, you might never get that opportunity. But Nwagaba Edwin trying to steer his side home.
Swings hard, but not anywhere close to that ball. Not good glove work there from the wicket keeper as Edwin Nwagaba and Mahadi Sekito run through for the second run. The umpire confirms that it's by runs, but nonetheless runs for the Nsonga Royals, who are looking for the first victory in this tournament.
Fitness levels will come into play. Nwagaba and Sekito running at every opportunity. And you know, sometimes fatigue comes in and definitely wickets follow.
I think when we come to the back end of the tournaments, many things will have caught up with the players. So they need to try and make sure that they don't lose all the adrenaline that they do have. They need to make sure that they keep themselves so fit. Seven in this over so far. And Polo Mlongo will be bowling the final ball to complete the over. Full and whipped it backward of the square. Just waiting for the signal from the umpire. The umpire says no, it didn't touch anything. Wide is the signal. 3 more runs to the total. 73 now. And I tell you, the Nsonga Royals are cruising to victory. Paulo Mlongo manages to make amendments, and he bowls a dot ball to mark at the end of the over. At Eden Garden, Quinton Idikok and Eden Makaram have walked on to open the innings for the Proteas. And at Freda Oval, we've come to the end of the 7th over. The scoreboard reading 73 for no loss after 9. 28 runs from 66 balls with 10 wickets at hand for the Nsonga Royals pick up first victory in the tournament.
Ivan, despite allegiances, I can guarantee that most of Africa is behind the Proteas, wishing to see them triumph over the New Zealanders.
For many times ever since I started playing cricket, I'm not a very old man. We are the people of the generations of the Ashim Amla, the Ebi de Villiers, the Faf du Plessis, around that time still coming, Kaiso Rabada. But I somehow feel that the cricket in Africa hasn't gone maybe because of South Africa. South Africa not a team that supports all the other teams in the continent. When you look at teams like India in the Asia Cup, they send their teams and they do play, but we don't have such a tournament here in Africa because some of the best cricket playing nations feel that they are so far away from us to give us a challenge. You know, even during the African Games, South Africa sent a team. When the team lost, they changed them to South Africa. So they make African cricket look a bit ugly. But anyway, it's all African. You remember what happened during the AFCON final? Africanized at its peak, but there is a bowling change as Mbaine Rakib comes into bowl, replacing Ali Bali Dawa from the Forest End.
Baine drops short in his first ball and is pulled away for marksman 6.
Yeah, he kept waiting and waiting for it. Edwin Nwagawa manages to play it over cow corner, and he brings up that maximum. Welcoming Mbaine Rakib into the attack, dropped short, and it was angling in. Edwin Nwagawa coaches Mbaine, so he knows that Mbaine will be dropping balls that are coming in. So he knows if he misses his line, it's a chance for Edwin to maximize. Fall and flashed. Work to do for the fielders front of the square. The chase there from Luja Ashraf cuts that one off to just 2 runs.
Usually it is the mental attitude of the bowler. Baine obviously bowling to his coach. Driven powerfully to long off, but Mulongo keeps it to 1. That has a better line from Baine. Now he gets to face his teammate and schoolmate in Mahad Sachito. Well stopped at mid-wicket, but Sekito picks up 1. Nwagaba resorting to his favorite shot. He acknowledges the applause from the stands and all over the cricket oval because it's 50 up for him. coming in right at the start of the innings, still carrying his bat, and now just 17 runs away for victory for the Nsonga Royals. Sachito now in as well on the cut shot, picks up one to complete Rakib's first over, going for 12 runs. The score is 85 for no loss for the Nsonga Royals. Edwin Nwagaba with that brilliant 50 in 34. Mahat Sachito 18 in 27 so far. The run rate standing at 8.50. Many a times Nwagaba has gotten in and gifted his wicket away, and you've seen him that weighing heavily on him. He was distraught at the first game that they lost 23 runs away, but now has come in to redeem himself. 16 runs required to bring us to the completion of this match. Nsonga Royals completely in control. As we have a look at those highlights, the boundaries. Mulongo Po with that diving effort at gully. Maximum from the man with the blazing bat, Edwin Nwagaba.
Something that you could see from Edwin Nwagaba is that he's bowled very, very responsibly, not throwing anything away. His shots have all been on merit. Not so many chances he's given away in the game. Good work there done by Edwin Nwagaba to look and make sure that he sends his team close to that finishing line. Ali Walidawa coming to bowl and starting with that wide. Two wides to start off for Ali Walida. Is still making the adjustments because he knows he can force something out of this. Yeah, swings hard. Should have been off the edge there from Edwin Nwagaba. But the upper says no, he didn't touch anything. And by runs there onto the total. I think now Ali Walida should be looking at making sure that he gets his fellow left-hander in Mahadi Sekito.
Lovely shot there from the camera guys. Balidawa balls Sekito around the pads. And that brings respite for the Giants with the first wicket falling. But the total is 88 runs so far for the Nsonga Royals. Ali Balidawa bowling change comes in, takes the first wicket.
The idea for them was Ali Balidawa to come in and take up that wicket, and he manages to do it so well. And from Eden Garden as well, Quinton Idikok has fallen in the second over, putting just 10 of 8. Interesting matchup, the semi-final of this format of cricket in the whole world. South Africa taking on New Zealand. 12 for 1 after 1.4 for the South Africans in the Eden Garden, and a breather for the Kachanga Giants as they pick up a wicket. Akram Nsonga will have his troops together to make sure that somehow they push and pick up something.
The smiles on the faces of the Royals dugout, knowing that victory is within sight. And as you speak about the World Cup, Idikok has had an indifferent tournament as well, except for the few highlights in the group stages. But South Africa about deep. Brevis, Stubbs, Miller, Rickerton, all men in form and can hit a long ball.
Abdul Shakul Doka, wicket keeper batter. makes his way to the crease. Good control in that shot. The ball was angling into him. And Doka Abdul Shakur has the chance of picking up the second. Good running there between Doka and Edwin Nwagaba.
Classic cricket technique, running in between wickets from the batters, looking at where the ball is and calling wait because the man had the ball. Good example to the youngsters.
Any edge, not too much control this time round. Does it run all the way? It's a fielder there chasing it. But Edwin Nwagaba will push Doka Abdul Shakur and they take up 3 runs.
The body language of the Giants definitely showing that they feel defeat is soon to be declared. Nwagaba feeling those effects of quick running in between wickets, turning doubles into triples.
We talk about turning doubles into triples. Ryan Rickleton comes and he departs for a golden duck at Eden Garden. We just make sure that our fans who are following this beautiful game also get some updates from the T20 World Cup semi-final. Edwin Nwagaba swinging hard, hesitation between him and his partner. And in the end, they turned down the run. I think the innings of the South Africans are failing to take off.
A tired looking shot from Nwagaba, who would be minded not to gift his wicket away. Very few opportunities you get to carry your bat. Few runs needed now, 7 in particular.
7 in particular. Reduce that by 4 and make it 3. A hit away for victory. Edwin Nwagaba making a shimmy down the track and pouncing to the bounce of that one. Look at that one there. He made full access. The ball was turning into him and just managed to get it off the body into the vacant area at Cow Corner, and a boundary for the Nsonga Royals. The boundary confirmed, it's a maximum. We'll have the scores leveled as we head into the 12th over, and just 1 run is needed by the Nsonga Royals for victory.
This is the redemption story for the Royals, standing tall, majestic, so you would say, slaying giants in the process. Score is tied. Lule Arafat with the ball coming from the forest end. 1 run required to end proceedings here at Florida Cricket Oval.
It's a time where I could be given the ball and I may be denied it. All the ballers came and bowled and I didn't get wickets, and now Ashraf Luje is only given an opportunity to defend 1 run. Doka Abdul Shakur 5 off to Edwin Nwagaba 56 off 37. Hope this does it to go for wide, but Longo on, Cow Corner, Longo off right at the boundary for Doka. Hits that one. There's a fielder there in Paul Mlongo. And the 1 run that was needed for victory has been achieved. It's game, set and match. A 10 wickets victory for the Nsonga Royals as we near the end of match day number 3 of the SABULA. But taking you through the scorecard very, very quickly. The Kachanga Giants won the toss and opted to bat first, but their innings after the departure of Polo Mulongo failed to take off. Earlier on, Ali Walida was squad 37 off 37. Charles Chimpasa 15 off 30. Polo Mulongo 23 off 22. And in the bowling charges was Mahad Sekito, who picked up 4 wickets, conceding 15 runs in his 4 overs. 2 wickets apiece for Edwin Nwagaba and Ethan Mitali. And in response, an unbeaten solid stand of 56 of 37 by Edwin Nwagaba, and contribution is of 18 of 28 from Mahadi Sekito, have seen the Nsonga Royals pick up victory by 9 wickets. 21 extras given away by the Kachanga Giants, very many. Just 1 wicket in the game by Ali Walidawa. He managed to dismiss Mahad Sechito. As we come to the end of match day 1 of, I beg your pardon, of match day 3 of this tournament, action continues tomorrow. And when you look at tomorrow's fixtures, 2 exciting matches on the cards. The Chiindi Blasters will take on the Senyi Warriors, 2 teams that are yet to pick up victory in this tournament, will be facing off. Whereas the Katosi Strikers, who have so far won 2 games in the tournament, will be looking for the third as they take on the Kachanga Giants, who have just lost now and will be looking to bounce back. We come to the end of match day number 3, but there is a post-match presentation coming for you to watch. My name is Evan Cyprian Sajabi here in the comms, and my co-commentator in Solomon Luwamachigozi will be bringing to you the post-match. Make sure that you don't get off your screens. Get here the commiserations and congratulations from the captains.
You can't just tell me that. Kibida mangu wali first innings. Testing mic. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. After a very exciting match between the Nsonga Royals and the Kachanga Giants, the Royals managing to win by 9 wickets. And I will speak to first Balidawa Ali standing in for the captain who is receiving some treatment. You won the toss, elected to bat, but things didn't go your way.
Yeah, did go our way. We wanted to score some bit of high runs to try to defend in the second innings, but it failed. The partnership between the top order bat didn't give us a good start, but next time better.
Yes, you are coming off a victory, but suffering loss now. What are you going to do next?
It depends. You have to, when you win, when you lose, must have that self-belief that must come back strong.
Okay, thank you very much, and commiserations to you. I will speak to Edwin Nwagaba, a man who has carried his bat in this account, coming in at number 1. You took on the responsibility to see your side home this day.
Yeah, it's because last time we lost in some funny way. Our heads were not high. We lost so many wickets on and yet they had scored a few runs. So today, when we saw they did the same thing, scoring a less score of 100, we were like, let me put myself up there, go at least hit the power play. And eventually, I was working upon my partner who was listening to what I was telling him. Just told him, stick to the wicket, get it once. That's how we made it easy.
Finally on the board with the win. How does that feel in the camp?
Yeah, the boys are so happy because it's what they wanted. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Edwin. And now we will go to the man of the match presentation. I'm going to have umpire Liz Nachibule to do the presentation. The man of the match is Mahad Sachito. With figures of 4 wickets, 118 runs. I will have a word with you. Very well done, young man. How does it feel?
It's very good, and I'm happy because it's my first time to be the player of the match since I started playing cricket.
You bowled quite well, managing to pick up 4 wickets.
Yeah, it's nothing, but I was just following my captain who's putting the ball in the line, and I leave the chances in batter's hand, either to hit or to leave, and I get a wicket.
And then you came in with your captain as well, and then you almost made it to the end.
Yeah, he has been there telling me, don't give your wicket. I want you to be the player of the match in this game. Yeah, that's all.
Well done, young man. This is us from the center. The Royals managing to triumph over the Giants. And good day to you all. Tugende banaye Kampala.